Geffen Sotheby's International Realty, and we are very happy to welcome Anastasia Yianni from Cyprus, Sotheby's International Realty. So today, what we will be discussing is the permanent residency options for Cyprus, as well as giving you an outline with regards to what to expect when potentially moving to Cyprus. So give you an idea of Sotheby's International Realty first. Sotheby's International Realty was born out of the Sotheby's auction house. It's one of the largest art businesses in the world, or auctioneers in the world. I think a lot of people are very aware and do know of the Sotheby's name. First instituted in 1744, Sotheby's is one of the oldest companies in the world. What a lot of people don't realize was it was the first company to be on the New York Stock Exchange, and it's actually 50 years older than the New York Stock Exchange, which is quite an interesting fact. So 9 auction houses worldwide, 6 billion in annual sales on average worldwide, and 65 representative offices as well. So with regards to the Sotheby's International Realty arm, as I said before, it has been born out of the Sotheby's auction house. And with regards to, when it comes to Sotheby's International Realty, nothing compares. We are the biggest luxury real estate network in the world. Global sales of 150 billion in 2019, and it has just grown since. 1,150 offices worldwide now in 75 countries and territories. So one of the reasons for this call as well is that we want to make the South African network aware of just how vast the reach is of the Sotheby's International Realty brand. Because as we know, there's quite a big immigration push out of South Africa at the moment. And one of the things is we want to make, or obviously help our clients, because at the end of the day, we are valuable advisors, and we'd like to help our clients decide on their next step. So I think without further ado, I will introduce Anastasia. Oh, sorry, there's me on the slide with my big glasses, which I've got my contacts in today, so see a little bit better. So quick idea about me. I've been in the industry since 2012. I'm a franchisee in the Midrand area in South Africa, and also the international liaison manager for the South African Sotheby's International Realty Network. So we met Anastasia a little while ago, and we've been sort of prepping to do quite a bit of business together. And once again, we'd just like to expose the beauty of Cyprus to you in this webinar today, and also the benefits of moving over to such an extraordinary and beautiful island that is Cyprus. So without further ado, Anastasia, I'd like to introduce you to the network. Thanks, sir.
Thank you, everyone, Graham. Thank you, everyone who is listening to, who's watching us now, and who will be watching us and listening to us later. I'm very excited about this opportunity to work together with our office in South Africa, because we can see an influx of people from South Africa considering Cyprus as their option. And let me tell you a couple of things about myself. The most important part is that I've been working in Cyprus real estate for the last 20 years. So I have a very good idea about what is happening, what is important to consider. I've been working with all types of properties, residential, commercial, large scale, and I have been also involved with promotion of immigration programs of Cyprus. So I have first-hand experience that we will be able to discuss today and answer your questions. I'm also the CEO and partner of Cyprus Sotheby's International Realty. So again, I'm very excited that now we are partnering with South African office, because I believe that there is lots of potential in the synergy of our two countries. And today we decided with Graham that we are not going just only presentation. We will be doing it in the form of the dialogue. We will discuss what is the most important for the South African clients. I will try to convey my views and why I love Cyprus and what I feel is exciting about it. So again, thank you everyone for watching and listening. And today we will cover some points. We will talk a little bit about why Cyprus. You know, there are so many beautiful countries in the world. And now I think that we can see that the world is so big, but at the same time, the world is very small. The person in every country can choose multiple options to relocate, can choose multiple options to choose immigration program. So the first part of our session, we will talk why Cyprus could be of interest to you. Then we will discuss what is Cyprus lifestyle. And after that, we will go to discuss and to present to you an amazing, very fast immigration program that Cyprus offers. And Cyprus being part of the European Union, it means that there is a possibility to get a legal, fantastic permanent residency permit for you and for the whole family. And then we only touch a little bit some points of real estate. So,
Anastasia, just a quick one. I've just had a message come through now, and what are the main reasons for the international buyers to choose Cyprus?
There are multiple reasons, and you know what? We always try to analyze why Cyprus. Why would international buyer who can choose everywhere in the world? Why would they choose Cyprus? And in a way, here we will try to put in a very small points, like a little checklist. Why could Cyprus be of interest to you? So if you actually want to live in a country with a fantastic, very mild climate and no pollution, if you are concerned about your family in the current pandemic, if you are very concerned or you're thinking about children's future and their education, if for some reason you want to live, you want to change continents and live in Europe, or when you're just tired of all the buzz and you just want to have a relaxing lifestyle, maybe you want to diversify the assets. Maybe you're thinking to expand your business to Europe. Maybe, and I know that unfortunately it's a reality, but maybe you're worried about the safety of your family and your business in your country. Or maybe you just pay too much in taxes. And basically, if you answered to any of these checklists, to any questions on this checklist, then Cyprus could be an answer. And when we analyzed again, if we go a little bit deeper, we sort of highlighted 4 main reasons why our international buyers choose Cyprus. The first is a lifestyle. The second reason is investment. The third big reason is availability and affordability of permanent residency program, and also just the simple diversification and hedging of the assets. So
Anastasia,
these are 4 main reasons.
Sorry, and then just another one, sorry to interrupt you there. When you say lifestyle, I mean, what are the key points to the lifestyle there?
Okay, here again, because lifestyle is a big part. You know, we only have one life and we want to live it in the best surroundings and to the best that we can have. We all want to have the best lifestyle. So now let's touch upon on what lifestyle you can expect in Cyprus. Cyprus is located in the Mediterranean and it has 340 sunny days per year. And you know, it's like we don't have, or we have very little period of extreme heat. Most of the times it's very mild, it's pleasant, sunshine make you happy. So it is just an amazing climatic area. We also, as I mentioned earlier, we have practically zero pollution. We don't have any industry, any heavy industry. So ecologically, environmentally, we are one of the cleanest places. And this is not just me saying. Actually, in Cyprus, we have the cleanest beaches in Europe, and this is an official nomination, official award. The culture, you know, I'm a foreigner myself. I've been living in Cyprus for the last 20 years, and I can tell you that I've never felt not welcome. I've never felt as a foreigner, as an alien, and this is a culture. Cypriot people are very hospitable. You know, you can choose some countries and you will never be part of the community. In Cyprus, you will. Cyprus offers excellent healthcare, and this pandemic also showed it. In Cyprus, we have one of the lowest mortality rate due to this horrible situation due to COVID. Of course, the government is being overprotected and we are going in and out of lockdowns. But when I talk to my friends in Europe and in other countries, our lockdown is actually fantastic. Like, you know, even during lockdown, you could do lots of things. Of course, during lockdown, we couldn't use another advantage of Cyprus. And another advantage of Cyprus is due to geographical location and global connectivity. You know, Cyprus lies on the crossroad of 3 continents. So it's amazingly convenient location to travel to Europe, to travel to Asia, to travel to Africa. Location is fantastic. The law system is quite transparent. It's based on the British legal system, and this is the heritage that we got from the past. So very transparent and very clear. Very important point, language. You know, you can move to some countries where people don't speak English everywhere. So again, you would not feel so comfortable. In Cyprus, English is spoken everywhere. Even though official language is Greek, but even in the government offices, the contracts of sale for the property, for example, is accepted in English language. So you feel comfortable. It's easy. Another thing that we have very good quality of education, which again is important if you plan to relocate your family. In most cases, you have 3 choices. You can have actually 2 choices. You have Greek system or you have British system, and the quality is excellent. What is important? Cyprus is one of the safest countries. I will not tell you now the rating, but if I am not mistaken, it's one of the top 2 small countries in safety and either 5th or 6th in general. Tax system is amazing, but I will touch on it a bit later. Infrastructure is fantastic. It's a modern country, but at the same time, it's a modern family country. So you can get all the advantages of modern infrastructure, but at the same time, being close to nature, being close to the family.
So Anastasia, I've just got a question through now. Thank you very much. So is it correct that when a South African citizen moves to Cyprus, becomes a Cyprus tax resident, are they paying 0% on passive income from South Africa?
Well, let's start here on the taxes, and then I need to tell you that I'm not a tax advisor. Okay, so of course I will not be giving you exact tax consultation, which we can provide via our affiliates, via our tax partners. But Cyprus has one of the best tax systems in Europe. On this slide, you can see the snapshot on what do we have. We have 0% on passive income for non-domiciles. This is the people who were not born in Cyprus and who didn't live in Cyprus and who moved to Cyprus and spent here at least 60 days under some circumstances, but the general rule is 183 days. We have 0% property tax. We have 0% inheritance tax. We have 5% pension tax, and the corporate tax in general is 12.5%, but for some IT-related industries, it's even lower. That's why Cyprus is actually headquartering huge amount of international companies because it is so tax efficient. I need to mention something, that Cyprus is not an offshore area. It's a proper European jurisdiction where everything is above board, so everything is clean and confirmed. And it's a huge thing. And now we can see influx even from Europeans. We have lots of people coming from Germany, from the UK, where they want to enjoy the lifestyle that I mentioned before, but also they want to enjoy the saving on their taxes. So it's like a win-win situation. You spend several months in the sun, you spend the money that you save on taxes during this period. So it's like an amazing win-win situation. And actually, I have to add as well that during the pandemic, we started getting more inquiries from all over the world because of the lifestyle. Because now I think what the last year showed us, that in many industries, you can comfortably run your business online from any point in the world, any location. As long as you have good internet, you can do your job comfortably and easily. And we see more and more people going for the lifestyle option, asking to definitely have a study, a separate study in their new house, and moving their families, moving their businesses, just to connect all the dots that I was mentioning earlier.
That has been quite a big push, even internally in the South African market as well. You see quite a sort of semigration down to the coastal areas where people are wanting to live that lifestyle. Their businesses are still based up in Johannesburg, so on and so forth. But with, as you said, with good internet, you can run your business from anywhere in the world. So why not Cyprus? Absolutely.
Why not Cyprus? Absolutely. And this brings us to the other point. Again, there are lots of fantastic places in the world, and in many of them, you can run your business online, you can move your family, but many countries do not offer the legal way of immigration, which is clear, tried and tested, confirmed by the legislation. And here I want to talk a little bit and present to you a fantastic option that we have in Cyprus, which is permanent residency. And before we go to that specific program, I think that because there are, like in immigration business, they have their own terminology, and we need to see now, like, what is permanent residency? I'm sure, Graham, that you are being asked this question all the time.
Yes. Well, actually, I had a client on the phone earlier when we were talking about Cyprus, actually, and he asked what is the difference between permanent and temporary residency. He was also looking at a couple of properties in Portugal there as well. So if you can explain the difference between sort of permanent and temporary residency.
Well, one is temporary, one is permanent. But basically what it means, that when you get temporary residence permit, it means that it has validity date or expiration date. And you need, again, there are means to renew it, but it means that you need to keep fulfilling criteria. You need to continue going through the bureaucratic procedure. And temporary, you're given for 1 or 2 years, and then you need to renew it. And then after certain years, you can get a permanent residency that is for life. You don't need to renew it ever again. And in Cyprus as well, we have both temporary and permanent residency. And today, and at the same time, Cyprus is probably the only country in Europe that gives permanent residency for life just in 2 months. This is very
amazing. That's amazing.
Very, very important. And that's what I will tell you today. Again, it's the procedure. What I love about the procedure, that it's very simple, very clear. All the parameters are clear. So again, you want to relocate your family to Cyprus and have a base in the European Union. That's what you need to do. A, B, C. So what is again important, that permanent residency card, they're valid forever. There is no need for renewal. And what else is important, which again we never added before, but now we added in all our presentations, that everything can be done remotely. The only thing where we require physical presence of the applicant is when they submit biometric data. To actually receive the physical card, you need to come to Cyprus and submit biometrics. Everything else can be done remotely. And the main features and benefits are summarized on this table. So the first thing, of course, it's time. It's very fast. It takes about 2 months. With the time of COVID, sometimes we had 3 months, but still it's within this period. After you receive this permit, you don't even need to visit Cyprus unless you want to actually relocate and enjoy the lifestyle. You only need to visit it at least 1 day every 2 years. Very important is that the one investment covers whole family, 3 generations. It covers investor, spouse, dependent children up to the age of 25, but it also covers the parents of both investor and the spouse. So it's children, parents, and grandparents, all covered with one investment. There are no direct tax consequences unless you choose to, and unless you move to Cyprus and become tax resident. You can also get citizenship by naturalization, provided that you live in Cyprus. And you need to have this permit for at least 8 years, and there are other parameters. The process, you don't need any medical or language tests. It's simply based on your investment and the proof of your financial stability. Criteria are transparent. You have 4 types of investment. And here I want to mention something. This is called fast-track permanent residency. And this is investment immigration. Many countries have this type of immigration permit, which I believe is fantastic option, and it's very honest. When they say, you know what, if you invest in certain parts of our economy, we will give you an option to legally reside in our country. So there are 4 investment options. The first 2 options are real estate. The first one is the residential property. The second is residential or commercial. Then there is a possibility to invest in the company that is active in Cyprus, has physical presence and has employees. And also there is a possibility to invest in the funds. Cyprus has good, strong fund industry, so there is this option that was recently added. It's very important that for all the options, apart from the first one, the applicants will need to show that they have a place of residency, which is proven either by purchase of property or by rental of property. And that's why I would say that the housing of the residential property option is the most popular, because then you don't need any additional rental premises, you don't need any additional investment. So you can just invest 300,000 and you can buy 1 or 2 units. It has to be from the developer, it has to be new property, and it will have VAT as well. Process is extremely simple. Again, I don't want to go into details because that's not the point of our session. We just want to make a quick introduction. But basically, just step by step. You get online consultation with us and with the immigration lawyer, select investment option, submit application, then between submission and approval, it comes about 2 months. And then you have 1 year to physically come to Cyprus to submit biometrics, and that's it. You get your permanent residency cards. The list of documents to provide, again, extremely simple and something that just proves who you are, proves your connection between family members, and proves that you have clean criminal record, so you are the person that can be accepted in a different country. And you need to prove annual income, because with a permanent residency, you cannot be employed in Cyprus. You can run your business, but you cannot be employed. So you need to confirm that you have funds available from abroad. The costs, again, let's not go there, but they are very small. Like, to give you an idea, let's say if you have a property, 300,000 plus VAT, then the biggest cost will be VAT. If you use it for your personal use, then it's only 5%. If you use the property to rent out, then it's 19%. Legal fees are minimal, about 3,000 euros. And then you have stamp duty and insurance. That was it for the permanent residency. Graham, do you have any questions regarding this part of our?
Yes, I've got a few through here. So the historical outlook on Cyprus. Now, can you touch on that for a minute?
Okay, so then we go to the real estate session. Let's see the historical outlook, because we all understand that when you're buying property abroad, it's important to understand where we are, what part of the cycle we are. And we can see that on this slide, we have number of transactions, but also the volume of transactions. And you can see that Cyprus market actually absorbs quite a high volume of transactions. I remember very well that couple of years I was doing presentation, I was speaking at one conference, and they were speakers from many countries. And I remember very well that I think it was 2017 when we have amazing year with 4.5 billion of sales in Cyprus. I think it was the same amount of sales than for the whole Moscow. And if you compare that Cyprus is just less than 1 million population and Moscow is like 20 million plus, I remember that I was amazed with this number. Of course, it was driven by an amazing citizenship program, but nonetheless, this was part of the real estate history.
And then, Anastasia, the percentage of those buyers that are coming in and buying into Cyprus, they're clearly, obviously, a lot of them are international buyers. Is that right?
That's absolutely correct. I don't have on this presentation the distribution of foreign and local buyers, but traditionally about 40, sometimes 50% of all the transactions are done with foreign nationals. And what I always find amazing, and this is actually a very healthy situation for the market, that Cyprus never relies just on one country. You know, let's say there are countries where you have interest, let's say only from China, or only from the UK, or only from South Africa. This is quite dangerous because something bad is happening in the economy of that country. Immediately, the ripple effect comes to you. With Cyprus, it has always been all the European countries who are looking for the place in the sun. Germany, UK, Sweden, very healthy demand. I'm Russian myself, living in Cyprus for the last 20 years. Russian people love Cyprus because, again, it's such a hospitable country that you feel welcome. You know that you go here and everyone is happy to see you. So Russia, recently, in the recent years, China, because it started all with immigration programs. But then when they came and they saw the quality of education, more and more people are actually choosing it. And just for me, the example of demand is our international school. I have two boys and they both go to international school, and I can see that from where we have children, and basically you can see it with the birthday invitation. Like, you know, when you have children of young age, every week you get birthday invitation, and you have names from all over the globe, and it's fantastic. So you see, even when people were driven by immigration, when they came, they realized, my God, I can bring my family in a healthy environment where I can breathe, where they can get perfect British education at a fraction of a cost. Because again, compared to UK or Switzerland, the cost of private schools in Cyprus is 2 or 3 times less, with the same curriculum, with the same quality. So yes, lots of people are coming from all over the world, and this is a good indication that the Cyprus market will be buoyant.
Okay.
Cyprus is tiny. Like, you know, we put a big slide, but Cyprus is tiny, and basically we only have 5 big areas. And here I just put this slide so you can see like where the demand goes, where people buy, which areas and why. And of course, today we will not be discussing different areas, but for everyone interested, we will be able to introduce you to every separate area, because even though Ireland is tiny, every area is different. They all have different energy and different environment.
And Anastasia, a quick question through now. This can be determined a few ways. What should you pay attention to when choosing, not just properties, but also locations as well?
With locations, I think it's very, what we do. When we work with international buyers, we always have a process. And the first part is, especially when our investor has never been to Cyprus, we do this introduction of the locations, but first of all, we try to understand the lifestyle of the investor, because based on the personality, based on the habits, we can sort of recommend one or the other area. But at the same time, the viewing trip we structure in such a way that when people buy for their personal use, we have an opportunity to show them all the areas, because it's important. When people buy just for investment, for return, just for the permit, then in this case, we operate with investment metrics, we operate with liquidity, we operate with return on investment. It's more mathematical, less personal. But when it's for the personal view, then we choose. But it's important to take into consideration that the prices vary. Like here on the top line, you can see what is the most expensive city and what is the least expensive area. So Limassol is the most expensive, Paphos follows, then Nicosia, then Larnaca, and then the fifth area, Famagusta area.
Okay. And then Anastasia as well, I mean, it's actually so nice to have, that catered approach when someone is going overseas, because, it's quite a daunting task. If you decide to go and, with regards to containers and residency and everything like that. So I think it's fantastic that, you can kind of hold their hand through every sort of step of this process. And I really like the catered approach that, because, for example, if I had to go over to Cyprus, which I'd love to do one day, by the way, but if I had to come over to Cyprus, I wouldn't know area from area, and I wouldn't. And there's a big factor for me is where to put my son in school, and convenience, and obviously investment as well. So it's so nice that we have sort of a landing affiliate there that can assist every step of the way. So I think it's such a big advantage to our clients going over. I think that's very, very good.
I think that it's very important that we pay attention to this. The way the process works in our company, that we have a big team with every potential buyer. Every potential buyer has a personal manager. Like in private banking, you have one person who would assist you the whole process. And the process actually starts much longer before the investor plans to come to Cyprus. So we go through the understanding of the needs. We go through understanding of the requirements. We make a long list and the short list of properties. We plan the whole trip together, because, like you mentioned, if it's a school, we would always include visit to the school. When we show the property, we would never show the property just like this is the building. We would always show around, like, where is the infrastructure, how far is it to the beach, what is the good shopping center around, where the grandmother can go, where we play chess, or where is the dancing club. So we are trying to make this process as easy and as comfortable as possible. And because many of my staff, they moved to Cyprus from other countries as well, they've done it themselves. They've done it themselves. They know exactly where to pay attention.
That's fantastic. All I'd need was just the closest little cafe by the beach, close to my son's school, so I can pick him up, and then we go from there. So
that's absolutely amazing. And I think that now, before we come to the questions and answers, if any, let me just show you some examples of the properties which are next to the coffee shop on the beach, which are next to the school where your son can go, and where you can get healthy return on investment should you decide not to move now, but maybe a little bit later. And this is, guys, just a sample, you know, and I purposely didn't want to go into explanation. I will just show like one slide, picture, price, description. So you can get an understanding, which I believe very important. What can I get for my money? Let's say if I want to get this permanent residency, everything that you say sounds amazing, but what can I get? And in fact, you can get quite a lot, okay? So just to give you very, very, very quick snapshot. Let's say you can get a 3-bedroom apartment, 125 square meters in the center of Nicosia, which is the capital, and which will give you excellent return on investment if you want to do it to get the status and maybe you're not even using it yourself, because Nicosia is the only city, Grahame, which is not on the sea. So it's more for business.
Okay.
Then if you want to be near the sea, you can go to Limassol, which is the most expensive city, but still you can find 2, or very rarely you can find 3-bedroom, which is very close to 300. If you fancy like more luxury style, you can go, let's say, to a luxury style of apartment and get in an amazing seafront building in Larnaca. If you don't want apartments, you know, you have a family, you want to enjoy not only the beach, but you also want to have your swimming pool, you can go to Paralimni and get a detached villa with private swimming pool, with your own garden for 500,000. Or if you want to be right on the sea, then you can go to Paphos and get this fantastic villa right next to the sea. And here is part of our beautiful team. And just let me to finish. I just want to cover a couple of points that apart from the process, what else can you expect from us? We cover the whole island. We cover all southern Cyprus, which is part of the EU. We work both with developers and the sellers. We only include the properties that passed our due diligence, because it's very important to know that the property is clean, that everything is clear, so you have no headache. So we do this for you. So the properties that we show, that they all passed our due diligence. We have investment properties which give you return. We have excellent network of immigration and tax experts. So we concentrate on properties, but because we understand that you need to have support of other professionals, we can introduce you to the best experts in the country. All people in the company, they've been working in that field, so they have deep knowledge and expertise. And in Cyprus, the real estate work is licensed. So we are fully licensed and fully covered by law. And that was it from me.
That's fantastic. No, excellent. Thank you. I was just noticing, I mean, the value for money as well with some of the properties that were listed there, it's amazing. And, you know, in comparison to the rest of Europe, actually, I mean, it's the value for money and, you know, the lifestyle you get it's almost incomparable. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic.
It's very true. Again, that, of course, I only tell this. We have what was happening the last few years in Cyprus. We also, thanks to immigration programs, we started getting fantastic properties. You know, I've been working in that field for the last 20 years, and the last few years I get such pleasure of seeing new developments, because there is concept, there is architecture, there is beautiful finishes, but at the same time we have variety of prices. You know, you can get something extremely expensive, you can get like branded apartments, or you can get something very reasonable. Like you said, the value for money in all categories is amazing.
Absolutely, yeah, and it's I mean, stunning imagery, stunning place. So yeah, I mean, it's from a South African point of view, you know, I think from a weather point of view, from a safety point of view, which is, you know, unfortunately one of the main reasons South Africans are leaving South Africa. You know, I think it ticks a lot of the boxes with regards to sort of the immigration wants of our clients as well. So yeah, I think very exciting. And Anastasia, I mean, that's I'm very grateful for your time today, and you know, it's something that I think, you know, the network will absolutely love, and you know, I look forward to meeting some of my clients when they eventually move to Cyprus, and it'll give me more of a reason to even come over there and say hi. So.
You have an open invitation, and you need to come, but you know that invitation comes with warning. You may fall in love, but then you know who to contact, who can help you find an excellent property that fits the requirements of your family exactly.
Absolutely. Thank you, Anastasia. And so for anyone who is interested, you are more than welcome. The recording will be going out into social media and through emailers and everything like that. So, you know, the contact information will be in the bios there, and then also on the landing site as well. So you're more than welcome to contact us through that route. And I think what we can do, we can open up to any questions if there are any. Any questions there? I think your presentation was so comprehensive that it's had enough in there, to be honest.
I think so. It happens quite often like that.
Okay, so Nora has said, can I contact you personally to ask a few questions?
100%. You have all our details there in the presentation, on the webinar, and we will be more than happy to answer any questions you can have.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, Anastasia. I think it's a fantastic opportunity for us to connect once again. I feel like we're creating a very good relationship here, and you know, it's just also, once again, it's nice to give our clients the options. And I think one of the most important things I took out of this webinar today is just the fully catered approach. And it's kind of the Sotheby's in Cyprus is a one-stop shop. You just make contact with us and we will sort everything out for you, which I think is absolutely brilliant.
That's an amazing summary. So thank you very much for that. And guys, welcome to Cyprus. We'll be happy to welcome you here.
Fantastic. Thank you, everyone, and thanks for joining. And Anastasia, thank you once again.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.